Welcome back to Warforged Miniatures. A couple of weeks ago, I decided to see if it was possible to build and paint a miniature using only stuff I bought at Dollar General. Well, I'm going to do that again, but today we're shopping at Walmart. So like I said, I did this a couple of weeks ago at Dollar General, and if you haven't watched that video, you should, because the results are surprising. So I wanted to do that again today, but to do that again at Walmart. I figured Walmart might have like a bigger selection, and so that's what I did. So I took a trip to my local Walmart. The first thing I grabbed was this apple barrel craft paint. It's a matte finish. If you did see the last video, you know that the paint was the worst part of the Dollar General experience. So I have pretty low expectations overall for this paint, but it's matte finish, so it should automatically be a little bit better than last time. I grabbed this 12 set. I also grabbed a black and a purple because what I'm doing is I'm going to keep the theme that I made with the first video, which I painted a Skaven who had like a purple cloak, which I'm going to kind of keep that same theme. So I grabbed a purple, grabbed some black, I grabbed this neon green that I found that seemed kind of cool, which I want to try something with that. They also had metallics, which they obviously didn't have at Dollar General, so I wanted to try a couple of those, so I grabbed a gold, a silver, and a bronze metallic. Walmart also had a kind of like a sprue cutter, so I grabbed that. They also have hobby knives. I didn't buy this one, but I had this Exacto brand one at home, so I didn't buy it. And they had some brushes. These also look better than the ones that were at Dollar General, so I have some pretty high hopes overall that I think this will go better than the Dollar General one. I also grabbed some Gorilla Glue, the OG stuff. And I'm going to try something that I saw on an Eons of Battle video to do something kind of unique with the base. But Walmart overall seems like they have kind of everything that you would need, at least for the building side of it. They have all kinds of glues, they have Mod Podge, all kinds of extra stuff that you can buy. I also didn't build a wet palette in this video like I did in the Dollar General video because the concept's the exact same, and to be honest, I didn't think about it until like not that long ago. Until like well after I built it, I forgot that I built a wet palette, and probably would have done that, but I kind of forgot. So, but you definitely can. Walmart has all the stuff you would need to build your own wet palette, and like we learned in the last video, pretty easy, kind of definitely a luxury product you don't need because they're super easy to make. So like I was saying, I'm building and painting a Skaven rat just like I did with the Dollar General video. So I did that. I grabbed the same sprue and went to clipping with the Walmart sprue cutters. They're definitely not good sprue cutters. They're actually really bad ones. They have a weird spring on them. They're double blade, which are not the best for actually cutting a sprue. You get like kind of wonky cuts. It does the job though. Like in the Dollar General video, they didn't even have a sprue cutter, so I cut it with a hobby knife, which is much more dangerous. So this is better, but they're crappy. But again, serviceable enough. I then used the Exacto knife to scrape clean the mold lines, which a hobby knife is essentially a hobby knife. You can buy some that are a little bit more comfortable, some that have a little bit better grip, but they're kind of all the same thing, so do with that what you will. Then I went on to set up this base. So basically, the old school Gorilla Glue foams up and expands after you lay it down. So the idea is to kind of make a little mound to one side of the base, leaving a little area of flatness and then like a mound on the one side of the base. So I'm going to put a little blob of this Gorilla Glue right down on the base on the one side and let it dry. It takes a little while, so I'm going to set that up now. After I scrape the mold lines, I put the little Skaven guy together, push fit. This is from the Skaven type box, so it's push fit, pretty simple. And then I went on to priming the miniature. I'm using the black bottle that I bought. This bottle was 58 cents, so already for the price, you're getting a ton of paint compared. It's 2 fluid ounces. So that's a lot of paint for 53 cents. It is a little thicker, a little chunkier, but it's not bad. The brush is really terrible. The bristles were all frayed in a couple of them. Once further on in the video, I moved to a smaller one, and it's a lot better. So they're not terrible. They're not the worst brushes I've used. Like I said, the Dollar General brushes were worse, but they're not good. Definitely was something you would want to invest in if you actually want to be good at painting. But if you just want to build models and put them on the table so you can game, you can probably get away with them. So I also primed the base, where like I showed you, once you saw that it was a little bit of a puffier mound there. Primed the one side black and the flat side white, and you'll see why in the future. And then I went on to painting. The thing I noticed with the paints is automatically they're definitely better than the Dollar General paints. They are still kind of weird to mix. It takes a while to mix them together. They do kind of mix, but it's muddy. It's not great. So they're not great for mixing. They cover better than the Dollar General paints, but they don't cover great. I was doing a few layers on each, but again, after the Dollar General video, I had to layer the pink like 55 times on that video, and it still didn't cover. So these were much better than that. The metallic paints were actually pretty good. I mean, they covered well. They're similar to other metallic paints that I've used. I don't use a lot of metallics, but they're not bad. I painted it just kind of the same way I painted the last one. Purple tunic metallics. I used metallics this time. I didn't have metallics last time, so that's kind of the only real difference. Everything else I kind of kept the theme the same. And then for the neon, what I wanted to try to do with the base is kind of make like a little puddle of like green glowing slime. I don't know. So I kind of primed that with some green and then went in with the neon, which I've been kind of messing with these like more neon paints, and they're pretty cool to use. I like doing it. So I kind of went in and tried to do a little OSL effect with this, and so you'll let me know in the comments if that turned out at all. And then on the base, on the little raised parts, I just wanted to paint the base, so I painted like little rocks, which I think came out pretty good, and I was pretty proud of how they turned out. I'd say overall the paints are not too bad. They're pretty they're matte finish. They take a little bit more coverage. They're not great for mixing, but they're really serviceable. Here's the final results, so let me know what you think. Building and painting a miniature completely with stuff I bought at Walmart. I would say that this went pretty well. If you're a miniature painter who really loves to paint and focuses on painting, probably don't go to Walmart. You buy a good brush, buy some good paints. If you like to game, you can buy everything you would ever need at Walmart. I feel like I'm pretty happy with how everything turned out. I think he looks awesome. He looks way better than the one that I made from Dollar General. I really liked how the base turned out, and I think that, again, if you just want a game, you can get so much more paint for the price at Walmart. So definitely do that. The sprue cutters sucked, but everything else was kind of serviceable. I mean, even the sprue cutters are serviceable. It was, I think, a pretty successful experiment. Let me know what you guys think. And if you like this kind of video, remember I did do a video doing all of this at Dollar General. So if you haven't seen that, make sure to go check that out. And let me know, should I do another store next time? Should I try Target or something else? Let me know. For those of you who are still interested in winning a Strock miniature from Squidmar, I am doing a little miniature contest where all you have to do is follow me on Instagram, subscribe to the channel, and then DM me a miniature picture, just your best work or most recent work, and I'm going to do a little poll at the end of the month, or maybe I'll extend it a little bit, and give away this dragon. So if you're interested in doing that, just do that. And thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate y'all. Remember to like the video if you want to see more of these, and subscribe to the channel. And that's it for the video. See you guys next time. Peace out.